From ordinary to extraordinary, Chef Orazio Ippolito is going to take one of your fan favorites and show you how to make it into a nice, simple dish that you have a calling list of customers that really want you to make this dish, and you're going to show everybody how it's done today.
Yes. At the restaurant, we actually do a seafood lasagna, which is a variation of this, but the same sauce, same seafood, and layered with our homemade pasta. We have like 250 people that we call for this.
Oh, that's awesome. How do you get on this list?
When they come in and fall in love with it, we tell them that you can come on our list, and we'll get their name and number, email, and then we'll get in touch with them. We usually call half the list at a time.
Wow, that's awesome.
So,
show me how to make this. I'm
it's
really
very
excited.
basic. You know, but we have a shrimp and lobster stock. You can make that with your shells, just brown them off, add some water, and let it cook out for a few hours.
Okay.
And then what we do is we add a little bit of tomato paste to that, and that helps thicken it up a little bit and give it a little bit more color. A little bit of paprika, stirring it around, and then we'll add our roux to that. And all it is, I mean, if you're unsure, you can do equal parts. Do like a 1/4 cup of roux and a 1/4 cup of butter to it, and then cook it out. And the longer you cook roux, the less it'll thicken. So we're going to let that tighten up a touch. And you're going to take your heavy cream, about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of cream, add it to the pan. It's going to be hot. And we're going to reduce that down just a little bit. And then we're going to add about 1/2 cup of milk. And we'll let that reduce a little bit. And in the meanwhile, we can actually start sauteing our seafood.
Okay.
And for that, we're going to put a little bit of whole butter in there. It just adds, this isn't the most healthy, you know, as far as calories and stuff like that.
We always say, Chef Krista always says it's always better with butter. We always make reference to that,
Exactly.
too. So I notice you don't fool around with the seafood. This is a lot of shrimp.
Yes. And it's going to be shrimp, scallops, crab, any type of seafood that you want. I mean, if you want to use monkfish, or if you like langostinos or something like that, you can add whatever type of seafood you want to this.
Now, the crawfish, it's a little different. I mean, it's got a little bit of a red color to it. What's the flavor profile compared to like a shrimp?
It's just crawfish. I mean, it has a little paprika into it. When they process that, they actually put a little paprika into it. So you're good. You're picking up on the paprika that they actually add to it. When we do it at the restaurant, we'll usually poach everything, and then we'll use that stock to make our sauce. If we're making 60 gallons of stock, sauce, and stuff like that for the restaurant.
Now, you say you make it for 200 people. You obviously do banquets. This is available in your banquet menu?
Yeah, yes.
This
and then we do it for catering also. We've done catering jobs for 200 people with, with this being their main entree.
That's a lot of seafood.
Yes. And so we're going to add the crawfish to it, and the crawfish is already cooked.
Okay.
And then we have our raw sea scallops.
Now, this is one of my favorites. This guy doesn't fool around. Look at this lobster.
And that's
like whole claw meat. And it's going to go right into this dish. I think you get a lobster in every bite. There you go.
If you've been to the restaurant, we do everything a little over the top. Our portions are huge. So then we have a little bit of lump crab meat also there.
Okay.
And we'll add some lump crab meat. We'll let this simmer out, cook out, and then we're going to finish cooking it right in the sauce.
So you just basically want to brown it so it gets a little bit of a caramelization with the butter.
Exactly. Okay. Cook that butter right into the meat of the seafood and give it a little bit more flavor.
And you don't want to drain it. You want to leave all that juice in there.
You got it.
All right. This is great.
So now we have our seafood stock, and we're going to just add some of this.
Oh, yeah. Look how nice and thick it got. That was pretty simple, too.
So you see that sauce is coming together nice, and now we're going to just add a little bit of seasoning too to this.
Okay.
And that, you know, the seafood is a little bit salty, so you want to use some moderation on that, and you can always add more later if you want.
Right.
We're going to add our seafood to it, which is beautiful. This way you can control how cooked it is too. You don't have to overcook your seafood.
All right.
So this is enough for 2 portions at the restaurant.
It's enough for me right now.
2 portions at the restaurant and maybe 4 portions at most people's homes. But so we're just gonna let that simmer just for 1 more second. Make sure that seafood is cooked. And you can see how nice and creamy that is.
There's nothing better than homemade pasta. And the way you want me to add it all in there?
Yeah, you can add it right in.
What are you gonna have?
There you go.
Yeah, that's
So we're gonna just let that pasta absorb some of that sauce. And we're gonna just finish it off with a little bit of sherry and a little bit of brandy.
How much?
Probably like 1/4 cup. Depends how much you like it. I usually like a little bit more sherry than brandy because it's a little sweeter.
Sherry adds, I was gonna say, adds a nice sweetness.
Exactly. And then we'll put a little bit of brandy in there. And the alcohol will cook off in a matter of minutes.
Chef, this is the best part of the show when I get to eat your dish. I can't wait. It looks amazing. Oh my God, this is amazing. It's Marco Shortino, Tino.
You got it.
For that list, make sure you call me when you make this. I'm Chef Marco, that's Chef Orazio, 9415 Main Street in Clarence. Go see him.
Come dine with me, Weston, New York.